Consciousness brings both these worlds together. It brings quantum mechanics and gravity together to say, because consciousness is both a subjective experiencer of reality as well as a purely objective phenomenon, it is both. Reality is unfolding completely by itself without asking me, without involving me. But at the same time, I have choice to experience things the way I want to experience. Because I am consciousness. Life is my experience. Of course, how much you can exercise your choice, by how much you can affect the changes, purely depends on your perceptual field. How much influence you can have depends entirely on the kind of thoughts you are associated with and you are interacting with. You cannot affect the sun because you've not been operating at the level of interacting with suns, interacting with stars. You are operating at the level of interacting with smaller objects. That is why you can move, let's say, a stone that is on your path aside. If it is blocking your way, if you see that as a disturbance, although it is there existentially, independently of you, you can still move it aside. But you cannot do that with the sun. You cannot do that on the cosmic scale because your individuality, your association with thoughts is limited to your perceptual boundary. But the choice is real. Now, the question of body. Where does the body come from? Did I choose my body? Now, you cannot choose your body because it is only because you have a body you're talking about choice. Without body, where is choice? It is all a happening. Your body itself is the starting point of choice. Hence, there is no question of choosing the body. The idea itself is paradoxical. If you are choosing the body, then who are you? If you are consciousness, then consciousness doesn't choose. Consciousness is just conscious. It is the fundamental nature of reality. It does not pick and choose. It does not interfere. It simply illuminates everything. Just like there's light, which is allowing me to see different objects, I can choose what to do with these objects. But that doesn't mean light is choosing. If light is turned off, yes, I cannot choose because I cannot even see. That is the role of consciousness. Consciousness is the illuminating factor. It is what makes everything visible. It is what makes everything perceivable. It is aliveness. It is conscious. In fact, it is so obvious we miss it completely. It is so close to us, we miss it altogether. What is the most amazing thing about our experience of reality? It is not the body, it is not the mind, it is not the world around us. It is the fact that we are able to experience all these things. It is the fact that there is something alive and awake to all this. That something is consciousness. Consciousness never chooses, it never interferes. It is just like pure light. It's always there illuminating things. Everything is happening under that light of consciousness. That is why picking a body is not a choice. In fact, the whole idea of you choosing a body, ability to pick a body, is just paradoxical. Body is a happening. It is a shadow that follows thoughts. There is consciousness and there is the excited state of thoughts. Now, when the excited state of thoughts induce what we call the observer effect, a part of the excitation reaches such a level where there is focusing to watch what's happening there. That focusing casts the shadow, which is the body. So the body exists only when you're choosing to focus on something. Try this. You're just taking a walk. If you don't choose to look at anything, if you don't choose to look at the tree or the sky or the ground you're walking on, your body disappears completely. You could be walking and not be aware of the body at all. You could be lost in a thought. You could be somewhere else altogether. In all those moments, where is your body? Body is not a continuous experience. Body comes and goes exactly in relationship to your desire to focus or not focus. That is why when you're asleep, you don't have a body, because you're not choosing to actualize a state. You are simply deep in your world of thoughts, in the higher dimension. When body is not a permanent phenomenon, it is just coming and going, then there is no concept of choosing it. There is no concept of wanting it, because you are never stuck with it. Just like all other experiences, in exactly the same way, when you look at a tree, it is there when you're looking at it. When you're not looking at it, when you're doing something else, it does not even matter whether it's there or not. You don't stand in front of the tree and say, I want to know how I chose this tree. Do I have a conscious choice to choose that tree? You don't ask those questions because it's not such an important experience. You ask all these questions with the body because body is an important experience. It's the most repetitive experience. It is something you have become very familiar with. So familiar that now you want to know why you have a body. But actually, why you have a body is the least of your worries. It's not an important question at all. The question is, why do you think? Why do you exist? What is this aliveness? What is this consciousness? What is this awareness? These are fundamental questions. Body is not a fundamental question. Now, this is where we've been stuck. Because we are closest to the body, we've been cramming all the most important experiences of life into this body. As if consciousness is happening in the body. Thoughts are happening in the body. Think about it. Even now, we fully believe that brain is generating thoughts, brain is generating consciousness. When in fact, body itself is an impermanent part. Throughout the day, just watch. Your body exists only for a few hours. That's it. The rest of the time, you are a pure consciousness going through different experiences, altered states. Sometimes you're this, sometimes you're that. But it's all attached to the body because it's kind of an anchoring place. It's like saying, wherever I go, my shadow is there. Because I cannot see myself, because I am the one, I am the consciousness, I get attached to the shadow and start asking questions about the shadow. Why do I have this shadow? How did I choose this shadow? Choice, free will, individuality don't mean anything because it's a shadow. There is no question of choosing the shadow. It's a happening. So your body is a happening. You did not choose it. Nobody chooses it. Hence, there is no concept of choosing the next life. Reality is perceptual, but at the same time, objective. Because there is only one perceiver. Once we understand this, reality is both perceptual and objective, then free will becomes a matter of not choosing, but choosing not to. You exercise a choice not when you're doing something, but when you choose not to do something. Choice is basically a negative phenomenon, but it is real. It's like I have this desire to run. Something tells me, just get up and run. It's an excited thought. But I pause and say, I don't want to run. That is choice. You have exercised a choice by not affecting the objective reality, because you simply chose not to actualize a state. This is the beauty of consciousness. Consciousness allows you, offers you free will without it affecting its objective nature of reality. Consciousness says, whether you're watching it or not, whether you're observing it or not, life will unfold. If you fall asleep, you wake up after 10 days, the world would have changed whether you have watched it or not. That is objective reality. But you have chosen not to participate in it. Now that is your choice. Every moment you can choose what not to do. Now by choosing what not to do, you are shaping your life by choice. It's just like while driving, you can choose not to take certain roads. There is a left and there's a right. You don't even have to choose left or right. You only have to say, I don't want to go left. That is enough to bring in choice. Now, that is how choice unfolds in life. Every moment we restrain ourselves, we hold ourselves back and say, I don't want to do this. In all the moments when we want to do something, when you're doing something, choice is an illusion. It is simply an excited state that is happening and you're acknowledging it. It's like you want to drink a cup of coffee. You have this desire. Oh, I want to drink a cup of coffee. So you go make the coffee and you drink it. You think, I chose this. I made a choice to prepare this cup of coffee and drink it. But in actuality, that was all an illusion. It was just an excited thought in your mind that actualized itself through you. And because you are there, you simply called it your choice. The choice would have been, a thought arises in your mind that you want to drink a cup of coffee. And you say, I don't want to drink a cup of coffee now, I want to sit quiet. Or I want to take a walk. Whatever you do to avoid that excited state, you are exercising choice. You are creating a fork in the road of life. That is what separates you from all the other creatures of existence. Most other creatures don't have this choice. They don't exercise this choice. That is why for them, life is just an unfolding. Choice is an illusion for them. It's like saying, a dog is barking now, but it is choosing to bark. No, it's not choosing to bark. It has no choice. It is part of a thought process that is making it bark. That's how animals react to things. Depending on how you interact with it, it responds in a certain way. There is no choice at all. So choice is not in doing something. Choice is in choosing not to do something. So when you choose silence, when you choose stillness, when you choose solitude, when you choose being, when you choose non-action, you are shaping your life. You are molding your life. Without bringing these elements, if you just keep on choosing from one activity to another, to another, to another, you're not choosing at all. You are simply being acted upon. At the end of your life would simply be a sum total of all your thoughts. We can mathematically map your life. It is only in those moments when you paused and said, I don't want to do this, you are outside the mathematical equation. That is why it is extraordinarily difficult to map a human individual's life mathematically. But you can map the life of animals. You can map the life of plants. You can map the life of a star or the earth because they don't know how to pause. They don't exercise the choice to pause. Because we pause, we cannot put that pause mathematically. Because every pause creates a fork. Every pause creates a choice. Every pause brings in unpredictability. Now, that is what we recognize as individuality in human beings. Because I can pause, I can choose. Most of the creatures of existence cannot pause, hence, choice for them, even when they are choosing, is an illusion.